Every one of us has goals that we want to achieve, yet a lot of the time we find ourselves putting them off because we don't feel ready. The problem with this is that if we keep spending all our time waiting for the perfect moment to take action, we'll end up running out of time completely. So in this video, I'm going to cover the 3 main reasons that stop us from starting on our goals and the strategies that I've used to overcome these and take action every single day. The first common reason I find is the when-then trap. This is when, this is when you end up waiting for different scenarios to change until you start taking action. When I get this promotion, I'm going to start on my business. When I finish school, when I finish university, I'm going to start work on this goal. The problem is that when you get to each of these stages, there's something else in life that then takes its place and then continues to stop you from taking action on your goals. I was in this exact scenario when making this channel. I was in university, actually took action and started making videos until I got to a stage where I had to do my dissertation. I had 20,000 words to write and ended up going, I'm going to put all my effort back into this and business once I've done that. And then I'd finish my dissertation and I'd go, okay, well, I'm just going to finish uni and then I can go back onto it. And then that came round. And then I started moving out and thinking, I need to find a new flat. So I'm then going to spend all my time on that. And then after that, I'm then going to start into it. And then I started coaching. And then you go on holidays. And then more and more things in your life just start shooting up out of nowhere until you end up running out of time. And months, years have gone by and you haven't taken action on your initial goal. So how do you fix this? The main reason for me was knowing your why. Because every one of us has goals for a reason. Otherwise, they wouldn't be goals for us in the first place. So when you remember why you want this goal and attach the emotion behind it so you can actually drive towards it, you're more likely to actually take action on that goal. For example, if you're wanting to get fitter, get into the gym, instead of just going, I'm just going to wait until I move to this new place, this new job, and then I'll go into a nice new gym and then it'll be so much easier and everything like that. You got to remember your why on why you want that in the first place. Is it the more confidence you want? Is it to get into better shape, to have a better health and life with your family? Those things is what's going to spur you on to go, no, I need to actually take the action on my goal right now. So things start moving towards where I want them to be. There's always a reason to wait. You just have to choose your reason to start. The next common scenario is the competence trap. This is when you don't start on your goals because you don't think you have enough knowledge or you have enough information to properly start. The problem with this is that a lot of the times we don't know what's going to happen when we do take on our goals and tasks. The information we learn a lot of the time is hypotheticals and things that could happen and we might need. Yet when we actually start and getting into motion on the tasks and goals that we want to achieve, a lot of the time things change. We end up needing to go into a different direction, learning a new skill set, or the hours and hours we spent on, again, hypotheticals and things that could happen never do, and I just ended up wasted time, which could have been saved by just actually doing the thing. Think of this like learning to drive. You can sit down and you can learn as much as you want about the process of learning to drive. You can watch videos, read the highway code, whatever it may be. But if you've learned to drive before, you know there's no amount of information that's going to prepare you for how to clutch control and how to actually understand the feeling of being behind a car on a road with other people. Obviously, you need some information. I hope you go into the road knowing which side you need to be driving on and the basic rules like that. But the concept is that you don't need to learn absolutely everything to actually start taking action, because that is what's going to actually cause the most progress in your goal. A good mindset shift to overcome this is actually to reframe failure. A lot of the times we think we need so much information because we're not going to be prepared to do this, so we're going to fail and then end up looking silly or not achieving what we want to. Yet every time we fail, it's an opportunity to learn. And the fastest way we're going to learn is from literally trying and failing, so you know what works and what doesn't. If you wanted to start a business, or if you wanted to go to the gym, or whatever it may be, actually going there and realizing, oh, I prefer this workout, or oh, this model works better when I'm trying to work this out. Actually doing the thing and then getting active feedback from that is going to be 10 times more valuable than sitting down and researching to the nth degree on what things could happen and what couldn't. You don't learn your way into action. Action leads your way into learning. By the way, if you want to learn the systems that can massively improve your mindset, energy, and most importantly, your execution in your day-to-day goals, then make sure to check out the link in the description where you can try out my private community for free. Now, one of the final reasons that stops us from taking action and waiting for the perfect time on our goals is fake productivity. This is when you know the core main task that you need to get done to drive and move the needle on in whatever you need to do. Yet you find yourself doing other tasks which still on their own are sort of productive, but aren't the main things that you need to drive yourself forward. An example of this is when you have a desk that's absolutely covered in everything, or you've got dishes out all over the place and you want to put a wash on and everything like that. You've got these things where you actually do need to do. These are things that in themselves on one day are productive, but are not as important on what you need to get done. Now, the way to sort this is actually planning out these things before you need to get your main task done. So you can close all of these open loops and actually take the load off of your brain. What I mean by this is when you're sat down and you get to a point in your work where things get a little bit hard, you start drifting off a little bit, or you feel like your energy is going a little bit lower, your brain is just going to be calling out to find an easy distraction to escape from the hard work that you're trying to get done. So when you have things about like the dishes all over the place, your brain's going to go, oh, it's productive to clean and do these dishes. So you can go and do these, and then you can go back to the hard work. The problem is that if you then do that, you're then going to be taken out from the time of when you're actually doing the task that you should be. The same if you then go on to putting the wash on and then cleaning your desk and then cleaning your room, etc., until you run out of time in the day and you didn't get the actual needle moving task for your goals done. Now, the main way to fix this is, again, to close these loops. So when you plan to actually do your dishes at one time, and you plan to have an hour in your evening to cover all of these tasks, this then means that you get these done so you can start on your work fresh and you haven't got these distractions pulling at the mental energy when you're trying to get your work done. Even when you might have things out right now and you're trying to do your work, even planning when you're going to do these things means that you can actually focus and think, well, I'm not going to do that now because I've actually planned a space to do all of these cleaning tasks or whatever distractions it may be. So I can get my work done now and then I can do these other tasks later on in the day. That's the thing, being busy doesn't always mean that you're being productive. Now, hopefully you've got the tools that you can start implementing to actually stop waiting for the perfect time and take action on the goals that you want to achieve in your life. And as always, if you want more personalized information or the systems to help you improve your mindset, energy, and execution, then make sure to check out the link in the description where you can try it all out for free. And if you want more information, then you can check out this video next. And as always, love you all. I'll see you in the next one.